So imagine this with me. You're out on a walk at night with your best girl. You see her standing in the moonlight and you tell her, "Toots, I love you." She looks up at you with those big beautiful eyes and says, "Babe, I love you too." But you don't know the first thing about making yogurt. Well, fear not. Because I'm going to show you how it's done. This is not a cigarette, it's just a rolled up piece of paper. Now yogurt's one of those things that looks a lot harder than it really is. All you really need to be able to do is read a thermometer. You will need a half gallon of milk and half a cup of unsweetened yogurt. To heat the milk, you can either use one large pot, or if you have a smaller pot that will fit inside of it, you can make a double boiler. Put one pot inside the other, then fill the space in between with water. Pour the half gallon of milk into the large pot or double boiler, and then heat the milk on medium-high. Stir the milk often, especially if you are not using a double boiler. You don't want it to stick to the bottom. Continue to heat and stir the milk until it reaches 85 to 90 degrees Celsius or 185 to 195 Fahrenheit. Now you're going to have a lot of time spent waiting around, so I suggest you learn how to dance the Charleston. Once the milk reaches the correct temperature, remove it from the heat and let it cool down. The easiest way to do this is to place it in a sink full of cold water. Let the milk cool until it reaches about 50 to 55 degrees Celsius or 122 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Then dump in your half cup of yogurt and make sure it's mixed thoroughly. Once the yogurt is mixed with the milk, fill mason jars with the mixture. Place the jars in a cooler and then fill the cooler with water that is about 55 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Fahrenheit. For extra insulation, I like to wrap the cooler with a blanket. Then, put the cooler somewhere where it can remain undisturbed overnight. In the morning, remove your jars and put them in the refrigerator. Now at this point, you're pretty much done. However, you can go a step further and turn it into Greek yogurt. You only have about half as much, but it'll taste twice as good. To strain your yogurt, get a colander or a strainer and place it in a large bowl. Then line the strainer with paper towels. Dump your yogurt into the strainer and then let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours. Once the yogurt is strained, dump it out onto a plate and then scoop it back into the jars. So there you go, you got yourself some yogurt. If you don't like eating it by itself, it's alright. There's plenty of other uses for it. I usually use it in Greek or Indian food or make popsicles out of it. Be creative. As always, the link for the recipe is in the description. Feel free to check it out.